I feel like there's a lot to paint in skies that people don't know, like some very simple, easy things that you can do that will make your skies that much better. So let's just jump on into it with the demonstration. Before I dive in, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. It helps the channel grow, which helps more people see the channel, which helps more people get better at oil painting. So please like, subscribe, thank you. Okay, so I got my paint thinner, then my linseed oil, and my colors got titanium white, ultramarine blue, phthalo blue, and Cadmium Lemon. I got a little bit of crimson down there, but that's not for the sky. That's actually going to be, I'm just going to put like a little hint of ground or mountains at the bottom here, just to help with the demonstration. Okay, so I'm just going to be doing a blue sky. You know, obviously skies get, you know, different colors, whatever, but figured do a blue one, probably the most common. It's a good way to give like a good example. Alright, so I'm just going to lay in the mountains real quick. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is get a clean brush, or as clean as I can. That's the big thing that I feel like happens a lot with beginning painters and painting skies is they kind of dirty up their sky. It's really important that the color in the sky be very, very clean, and you know, really, you know, make sure your brush is as clean as you get it, because it's a really good way to mess up your sky, is to have, you know, some of another color in there that you don't want, and then it makes your sky not as clean. So I'll be constantly using paper towels and wiping my brush to keep the sky as clean as I can. Also, I want to kind of identify like where the sun is coming from, because that's going to play into what we're doing. So just for the sake of it, I'm going to say that the sun is over here, and you know, the sun's up here shining this way. So I'm going to start at the top with just some ultramarine blue and white. And you probably noticed that skies, you know, start pretty dark at the top and get lighter as they go down. Now, a thing to be aware of is how dark the top of your sky is going to be, and this can depend on kind of where you're cropping your image, whether you're painting out in life or from a photo, because you know, it's not always going to be very, very dark blue up here. You know, some like, say if this was the bigger picture, but what if I cropped in just this? You know, I wouldn't be painting all the dark blue sky that's up here. I'd only just be getting, you know, whatever's going on this high above the mountain. So just kind of be aware of that, and you can always also change that if you like. You can you know, make it go dark. You know, have the top darker than what is really in your image. That way you have a greater gradient. It goes, you know, from you know, pretty dark blue to a very light blue in a you know, short distance, which may not be in your photo, but it might enhance your painting to have that strong of a gradient than, you know, maybe what is already in your photo. So, and also, so we said the sun is coming from here, so this corner is going to be our darkest, and so I'm not just keeping in mind top to bottom, but left to right as well. This is probably the most common thing that I see not done with skies, and I didn't do it for a while, is, you know, I'd always make sure to make it dark to light, but I wouldn't ever, you know, think of it laterally. Now, I'm using phthalo blue here. I've seen it done with cobalt, cerulean blue. It's just going to be like a warmer blue, because it's not just going to get lighter as we go down. It's actually going to get a little warmer. So we need like a middle grade between this blue that we have, our ultramarine blue, and we're going to warm it up just a little bit by using this phthalo blue. Again, this blue could be cobalt. If you have cobalt, it could be cerulean blue. But I'm going to work this slightly warmer blue into what I got. Also with brush strokes, I'm always changing. You can see I'm changing the direction of my brush strokes, and this is a good thing to do with the sky because the sky is a very light, it's a very, very light, you know, it's air. It's a light subject, so it's gonna be, it's not gonna have, you know, very defined shape. It's not gonna have any shape really, and you know, just having this variety of different brush strokes going in different directions, it's gonna keep it, you know, feeling light and airy, if that makes sense. Now I'm going to make it more of just this warmer blue. And the blending, you know, in terms of, you know, getting rid of harsh lines like this, you know, can take some time and some finesse to get it to where you like it, but it's definitely worth it to, you know, keep working it and do what you need to do. And like I said before, always keeping your brush clean. Now when I get to here, I like to now start from the bottom and work my way back up into it. So branch off with this warm blue, add a little more white to it. And actually now I'm going to add a touch of the Cad Lemon. And again, this is just this sky. I mean, don't think this is some kind of formula for every sky you do, or even every blue sky. You know, sometimes it can be different. So I'm going to start at the bottom here, and this is, again, it's very important to keep your colors clean. So as I go close to these mountains, if I, you know, I'm going to run into it, I want to make sure when my brush does run into these mountains that I clean it and then reload with fresh clean paint, because the last thing you want is, you know, the sky around the edge of this mountains to have these little like purple smudges in it, which you'll see a lot of times beginning painters that don't keep their brush clean around here. They get lazy and don't reload their brush when they run into the mountains. And you're probably going to have to do what I'm doing here, which is jumping back and forth between layers to get it where you want. So I always say that a lot of painting is pushing and pulling. I actually want to, I think I could go a little bit warmer with this bottom of the horizon here. Have a little more fun. So take your time with this. There's no rush. It's important, especially if you're doing something, if you're painting a scene that was composed similar to this, where the sky takes up this much of the canvas. You know, if something takes up this much of the canvas, you better make sure you do it as good as possible. So what I was saying before about the, like, how much of a gradient do you want to have in your picture? You know, I could have made this top blue even darker and still gotten to this, you know, light of a blue, and this would have just been a bigger change from top to bottom if I wanted to do that. So that's just like a little thing to know. It's a little option that you have to, you know, control how you want your painting to look. Now, if I had clouds in this, you know, I've made a video before on, you know, whether you should paint around something or paint over it. I use clouds as a demonstration. I'll put a link to that right here if you want to go watch that. You know, same thing applies if you have clouds in it. You know, do the same thing, leaving spaces wherever you want your clouds to be. If you need to leave space, it's no different. It's more difficult, that's for sure, to do this and, you know, do it around clouds, but you'll get the hang of it. All right, now I'm really gonna, I'm kind of tiptoeing around the edge of this mountain here. And a little thing you can do, if you don't want to just go right up to it, if you're able to, it's not going to change your picture too much. You can go back in with the mountains and cut back and cut into the sky, because that's, you know, a cleaner, easier way to do it. Because it's not that big of a deal if you get some of the sky into your mountain color, because it's not vital that your mountains are extremely clean like your sky. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button. I also offer you this video and this video. Please choose one. They're both good.